I think the first takeaway and the main takeaway is that the economic growth has stabilized and rebounded. And in terms of the momentum, from the perspective of industry sector, I think the production has steadily recovered due to the market demand, and the recovery of industry and supply chain. And compared to the industry sector, the service sector recovered even more significantly, in particular for those contact-intensive service sector. From the perspective of international trade, we see that both import and export growth, with export growth even more, and in particular for the private firms. I think there are several reasons. The private firms are more sensitive to market situation changing, and with greater survival pressure, they will have more aggressive market expansion and more flexible organization, market, and product adjustment. From the perspective of investment, we see there is a huge increase in infrastructure and high-tech industries. However, economic recovery takes time due to the demand-side constraints. Externally, we see that the world economy, in particular those major economies, slow down. Meanwhile, trade policy uncertainty increases, leading to a fragile and volatile international trade environment. Internally, we also see that the domestic demand is weak and needed to be further stimulated.
And we can see China's foreign trade maintained remarkable resilience. Professor Song, which sectors are driving the growth of foreign trade in China, and what factors are responsible for this growth?
Well, while the main export sector are electrical and electronical equipment and machinery, the main forces to contribute the growth is actually some high-tech, high value added, and green transformation products, such as new energy vehicle, new energy battery, and solar panels. Take the new energy vehicle, for example, we see that there are several driving forces. The first one is from the demand side. We see that the consumers are more sensitive because the new energy vehicles are low cost one overall and easy to manipulate. Second, on the supply side, we see that the recovery and resumption of industry and the supply chains helps to boost production and exports. We also see that on the policy side, governments also pass several legislations to encourage people use more new energy vehicles.
Professor Song, as you mentioned earlier, private enterprises continue to play a big role of China's foreign trade. What do the future prospects look like for the country's private sector?
Actually, I'm cautiously optimistic. On the one hand, the weakening of external demand caused by the sluggish growth of the world economy, in particular those major economy, the rise of trade protectionism and trade policy uncertainty, and the geopolitical risks leading to a worsening international trade environment. For private firms in particular, they have their own weaknesses. For example, financial constraints, insufficient innovation, and limited capability to cope with international trade risk. But on the other hand, we also see that both the governments and firms take some measures to hedge that. For example, we see there are more trade agreements take place, and the government also helps firms to explore more products and destinations.